Hi, I'm Bob Eckel. I'm one of the co-chairs for the Cardiometabolic Health Congress, which is now in its 15th year. It's amazing to me when I think about 15 years of this program that continues to mature year after year based on new evidence that's presented related to the assessment and management of patients with cardiometabolic disease. I'm going to be co-chairing the session on obesity and lifestyle, which takes place on Saturday morning, the last day of meeting. And ultimately, this is a broad coverage of issues that relate to lifestyle and obesity, including the importance of physical activity and its role, nutritional management, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and how that relates to obesity and other aspects of lifestyle that impact on the liver. And ultimately, we're going to be looking at bariatric surgery and metabolic surgery and its importance in managing patients with cardiometabolic disease. Then also take a discussion on behavioral issues that relate to weight management and weight loss management. And finally, a little bit about the obesity paradox. Is that a reality? Is it really true? And under what circumstances does that play out? So it's my privilege to introduce Dr. Holly White, an old colleague and friend from Colorado, who's now at the University of Alabama in Birmingham. And Holly's topic is going to be the importance of physical activity and the approach to weight loss, but perhaps more important, to weight loss maintenance. Holly, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Eckel. So I'm super excited for this topic. I love talking about physical activity, and I think it's one of the things that's the most important thing when you're really trying to help your patients not really lose weight, that's important, but keep it off. And so many times I think we concentrate on what we need to get the pounds off, what we need to do to help people lose weight and using all the tools that are available to us. And we don't concentrate as much on what is really required to keep it off. And what we do to lose the weight, what we're finding is not necessarily the same thing you need to do to keep it off. So many people say, okay, whatever I do to lose the weight, I better be ready to do it for the rest of my life. I know I've told patients that before. I now don't necessarily say that. I say we've got to do certain things for weight loss, and you've got to be good at that, and you've got to understand that to be able to help your patients. But you've also got to know what it takes to keep it off. And that is not the same thing. They're very different processes. So this talk is going to be about the role of physical activity in weight management. And the role of physical activity is really in the weight loss maintenance side of things. It's about achieving energy balance at a lower body weight. And we have good data to say that having a lot of physical activity, having more energy through your system, energy expenditure being higher, being at a higher energy flux, those are different ways of saying the same thing, may be an absolute requirement. One of the biggest predictors of people who are going to be able not to just lose the weight, they've got to lose the weight, but to keep it off. And that's really what everybody wants. So this talk is going to be talking about how physical activity can put the body in a better state to be able to energy balance, to be able to keep that weight off. We're going to be talking about strategies to help your patients be able to do that. It's one thing to know it works, to have the science, the knowledge that a high level of physical activity is associated with success. We got to take it to the next step and say, okay, how do you help your patients achieve that level of physical activity? We're also going to talk a little bit about, does intensity matter? Does timing matter? Should you do it on an empty stomach? Is fasting exercise important or not? How much physical activity is required? What does the science look like? And then how do we translate the science into something our patients can actually do? So that's why I'm super excited about this topic. It's something I think about a lot. It's something that I talk to my patients about all the time. I think it's an absolute requirement for long-term success.
Well, patients often ask me, Holly, gee, I haven't lost much weight. I'm much more physically active. But the bottom line is that a lot of physical activity doesn't cause much weight loss. And the emphasis you put on it is so important and so unique. That's not saying physical activity isn't important for cardiometabolic health in general. But in terms of weight reduction, the formula is, yes, allow physical activity to be part of the weight loss program. But after you've lost the weight, this is the new prescription we offer our patients.
I love that you said prescription. That is exactly how we should be thinking about it. I think of it like a medication. We prescribe medications to help people lose weight and keep it off. we should also be prescribing physical activity. It can have as much of an impact as a medication.
Well, great, Holly. Thanks so much for introducing your session. I can't wait to be there and witness this as you present this topic, so very important. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Alice Lichtenstein, who's currently the Stanley Gershoff Professor of Nutrition Science and Policy in the Friedman School, and also Director and Senior Scientist of the Cardiovascular Nutrition Laboratory at the Jean Mayer USDA Nutrition Research Center on Aging at Tufts University. Alice is going to be discussing the nutritional management of cardiometabolic disease, or health, if you will, at the upcoming meeting in late October. Alice, please tell us a bit about what you're going to share.
What I'm going to be talking about has to do with some kind of balance and clear message that we need to give people. I think we have enough data to indicate that there's no one putative diet or one supplement that is going to solve all our problems with cardiovascular disease. At one point, we got so excited about vitamin E, and it was almost as though if you cracked a vitamin E capsule over a hot fudge sundae, you didn't have to worry about it. But, you know, we learned the answers aren't that easy. So I think the important thing to do is work with patients and figure out how to make sustainable changes slowly. And then once one change is made, and I really believe that will happen, then continue to build and refine. And if we can have a quick nutrition assessment and get that into the medical record, then it can be brought up the next time that the patient is seen.
Thank you, Alice. Now I'd like to close and indicate that we hope you've already registered for Cardiometabolic Health October 21 through 24th, coming up very soon, to make you part of a very exciting and ultimately applicable meeting in terms of your day-to-day assessment of patients with cardiometabolic disease. I'll see you soon. Thanks very much.